Ladies and gentlemen, now we have been waiting for AZIMUO la Umoja together with Raila Odinga to give us the way forward after his loss at the AU, the African Union chairmanship polls, which elections were held on Saturday last week. Raila Odinga was expected to make a comeback, to arrive in style yesterday at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. But Raila, together with the family, decided that it will be a quiet return back home. They don't want a reception that will make sounds in the Republic of Kenya. Why did Raila Odinga do this? It's because President William Ruto had to hold a meeting between him and AZIMUO la Umoja members. What we have been hearing and what we have been looking at is the possibility of how Raila Odinga is planning to take on President William Ruto after his return back in the country from AU. Now, the news that we are receiving is that President William Ruto has finally surrendered. He has given in to AZIMUO la Umoja when it comes to the Parliament of the Republic of Kenya. Remember, on 7th of February, the Kenyan High Court made a decision where they ruled that AZIMUO la Umoja were the majority in Parliament as per the election of the year 2022, August 9th. That AZIMUO was supposed to be holding the majority roles in Parliament. And they also sounded a warning to one Speaker of the National Assembly, Moses Wetangula, asking Moses Wetangula to step down from either the speakership or from his role as the party leader of the Ford Kenya party. But Moses Wetangula dismissed the orders from the High Court of Kenya. And this angered a lot of members of AZIMUO la Umoja who now started planning to oust Moses Wetangula as the Speaker of the National Assembly. This was after Moses Wetangula declared that Kenya KWANZA still remains to be the majority in Parliament, and the people that were holding the roles of majority in Parliament will continue holding those roles. Now, something has happened. Yesterday, after the return of members of Parliament and President William Ruto and Raila Odinga in the country, Ruto called a meeting. And it was a meeting that comprised of AZIMUO la Umoja members of Parliament and some members from the Kenya KWANZA regime. And I tell you, Ruto has bowed to the pressures of AZIMUO la Umoja, because it was agreed that one seat that William Ruto will remain with in the National Assembly, it's only the Speaker. He will just hold the role of the Speaker of National Assembly. The other roles of the majority will go to AZIMUO la Umoja. The members who attended that meeting includes Kimani, Ichungwah, Junet Mohammed, Millie Odhiambo, Sylvanus Osoro, Speaker Moses Wetangula, and a few other elements. The meeting was held in State House. It was just like a crisis meeting to at least decide the way forward, because he knew that AZIMUO la Umoja members of Parliament were planning on tabling an impeachment motion against Speaker Moses Wetangula after the AU election if Raila Odinga was to fail. So he had to come with a counter measure. And the counter measure is to give AZIMUO la Umoja what they asked for. So he decided that the only thing that I want is the speakership. Give me the speaker and you can take all other roles, including the top roles in the committees in Parliament. Roles like the chair of the budget of National Assembly Committee, a role that was held by one Ndidi Nyoro, must now be held by one person from AZIMUO la Umoja. And I believe the person that is going to be handed over that role is none other than the Embakasi East Member of Parliament, Babu Owino, because Babu Owino is uh, is serving with Ndidi Nyoro under the Budget Appropriation Committee in Parliament, but he is a subordinate to Ndidi Nyoro. Now the roles have changed. Ndidi Nyoro will take the role that was given to the minority, and Babu Owino will take the role that was given to the majority. On the other hand, Kimani Ichungwah will step down as the majority leader in parliament and allow Junet Mohammed to take over. On the majority whip, Millie Odhiambo will take over from Silvanus Osoro. And also, Robert Mbui will take over as the deputy majority leader in parliament. Sorry for that. Now, if this is going to happen, it means now AZIMUO la Umoja controls the narrative in parliament. It means that Raila Odinga has been handed over the National Assembly. Now, it's upon Raila Odinga to decide whether he is going to continue singing William Ruto's song, or he is going to, to work towards making Kenya better. He is going to work towards earning the trust of the people of the Republic of Kenya. Because one thing that I have realized, the reason behind all this is that Babu Owino Raila Odinga wants something that will mean something to him, because he lost what he believed made sense to him. And what made sense to Raila Odinga is the AU chairmanship. And that is out of the table right now. Now, what is left for Raila Odinga is to decide, am I going to get back to the politics of the Republic? Do I accept what is being propelled? Remember, the NADCO report is supposed to be implemented. And that NADCO report must go through the National Assembly. If the National Assembly if the roles of the majority in the National Assembly are from AZIMUO la Umoja, that means it's just a tick there. The NADCO report will be passed in Parliament, allowing the formation of an office of the Prime Minister. Then it proceeds to the Senate, and also now the courts will make a decision whether they want a role of they want changes in the constitution to accommodate Raila Odinga with a position as the Prime Minister. Now, those are some of the things that William Ruto is playing at to make sure that Raila Odinga does not see the light, does not decide to get back on the road and start campaigning. We will offer him everything that he can to make sure that Raila Odinga does not open his eyes to the truth. Because if he opens his eyes to the truth, that means Raila Odinga will become the president come the year 2027. But William Ruto does not want that. He wants to tell Raila Odinga every narrative that he has. He wants to make sure that Raila Odinga believes that William Ruto is working towards his betterment. But we all know that William Ruto is not working in favor of Raila Odinga. He is working in favor of himself. Now, right now, all roles in other committees in parliament that were held by the majority of the Kenya KWANZA, and more so, these roles were held by members of parliament from Mount Kenya region, and the members are being relegated now. Those from AZIMUO la Umoja are going to take the leadership roles in this budget, in these committees. Now, people like Kimani Ichungwah, right now, they are being thrown under the bus. They have nothing to offer to President William Ruto. So, it's a relegation, and the cards are playing right into Raila Odinga's hands. The reason why Speaker Moses Wetangula has to remain is like a countermeasure if the AZIMUO la Umoja ever thinks of bringing an impeachment motion against President William Ruto in Parliament. Because, Raila Odinga is somebody that you can't trust when it comes to politics, because he has been betrayed by, like, everybody in politics. So he knows to counter people. He knows when the time is right for him to strike. That is why he is accepting these roles that are being given to him. And we all know, if it goes the way it is going, then Ruto will never again gain trust. I mean, if there are people that will never give their trust to William Ruto, are the people from the Mount Kenya region. You know, they were only holding on hope that Ndidi Nyoro still remains as the budget chair. Akina Moihia, the Kipipiri member of parliament, Wajiko Moihia, akina Jane Kehara, the member of parliament of Naivasha, akina Ndidi Nyoro. Now, also Kimani Ichungwah there. They are being relegated to the minority roles. So, William Ruto wants to give Raila Odinga everything, even if it is at the cost of everybody in the Mount Kenya region. Even if Kithure Kindiki has to go for Raila Odinga to be pleased by William Ruto, then William Ruto will do that. That is what he is doing right now. Now, when you look at it in that picture and that perspective, you just know that William Ruto has succumbed to the pressures of the opposition. For now, that's what's up. Tell me what you think about William Ruto surrendering now officially to Raila Odinga. Leave your comment on the comment section.